never been there, I don't know what you're talking about. If you've ever experienced a time, hey Tamara, where it's been like, I'm tired. I'm just tired. I'm tired of the everyday. I'm tired of life. I'm tired of working. I'm tired of people. I'm tired. I'm tired of all of it. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm discouraged. I'm frustrated. So most of you guys have been at this point where you literally want to give up. You feel like you've given everything that you've had to give. You're tired, you're frustrated, you're asking like, God, where are you? What is the purpose of all of this? Like, does any of this like make sense? Is this part of a plan, right? Girl, I hear you. I totally hear you. And I'm definitely in this moment right now. Me too, Gina, right now. And so you guys know how I am. You know, I don't like to only come on, Periscope or the internet when Patricia's up here, but I also like to come in when I'm down here, so you guys can so I give a sort of a balanced view of the Christian experience and just a balanced view of life, period, that things are not always peachy. Life isn't always like a bucket of roses and lilies and milk and honey, that sometimes you do have low days, you have low points, and you have, times where you're like, man, I just want to give up. This very low point. And it's a very dangerous place to be, especially if you don't know what to do with those emotions and you don't know how to sort of channel that energy. And so I want to give you guys, I'm going to start off with a very simple answer that seems so dismissive. It seems so little. Hey Ryan, thanks for coming in. It seems so simple that it almost seems unreal. So I'm gonna start with this answer first, and then we're gonna go into the how. All right, I'm gonna give you the answer, and then we're gonna go into the how. So the question is, what to do when you're tired, when you've had enough, when you're frustrated with the world, when you feel like giving up. What is it that you do? So the simple answer is, hey Raya, welcome. So the simple answer is to that question, what do I do when I'm tired? What do I do when I'm discouraged? What do I do when I feel like giving up? And the answer is to keep going. And I know it seems so simple, and I know it seems dismissive, and I know it seems insensitive, but essentially the answer to that question is very simple, and the answer is to keep going. The answer is not to give in. The answer is definitely not to give up. The answer is not to sort of roll up in a ball and hide yourself in your closet and just give in to the pressures of the world. But the answer is to keep going. That's the answer. And then we're going to talk about the how, because essentially what it is, I said this to Michelle last night, and I'm going to say it to you guys again today, and the answer really is, the difference for me between being depressed, or the answer is, I'm not talking about depression, I'm talking about the difference between being depressed or not depressed, or down, not down, in a valley or not in a valley, is perception, is perspective. And so what ends up happening is, you guys, the cloud comes and all of a sudden you guys no longer see hope. We no longer see hope. And to me, the lack of hope is the difference between being depressed and not being depressed. Because honestly, the human condition is always the same. There's always good things happening, there's always bad things happening. But your perspective is what changes things from positive to negative or negative to positive. So I think it's really important that we don't let those things sort of affect us so much that our vision is affecting our action and it's affecting our perspective, but rather that we keep our perspective positive, because this is what keeps life feeling better or seeming better to us, because we're focused on the positive rather focusing on the negative. So the cloud has come. This is what I call the cloud of gloom, the rain, right? It's come, and so instead of looking toward the sun, through the little peephole where I can still see the sun, I'm focusing on the cloud. So all I see is rain, all I see is gray. And so the answer is, like I said, in short, is to keep going. So the how more so of that is to focus we're gonna start with prayer, because prayer essentially, I posted on my Instagram, I don't know if you guys saw that post, prayer not only changes things, but most importantly, it changes you. Because sometimes your prayers are not going to change what's around you, but what it will do is change your perspective, and in turn, that will change the things around you. And so start off with prayer. And prayer for me is actually an awesome venting session. It's a way of me getting things off my chest. Unfortunately, I got 10%. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of people where I feel like I can be totally honest with, because the good and bad thing of having people that look up to you means sometimes you're not allowed to be human. You're not allowed to have a down moment. You're not allowed to have tears. Because we don't know what to do with that. Like, oh, this girl's always strong. She always got her life together. So when she has a down moment, then I don't know what to do with that. And so what prayer does is it allows me that I don't have to be any type of way for God. I don't have to be any type of way. I don't have to be strong. I don't have to be this sort of image. I don't have to be an online personality. I don't have to be anything for God, because He sees me as I am, who I am from the beginning all the way to the end. He knows it. Inside out, He knows it. And so I don't have to front for Him. So prayer really gives me an opportunity. I need to get my charger. It's hard. It's definitely hard. I don't have to be any sort of way for God, and so it allows me to vent. I'm gonna go get my charger because I feel like my phone is about to die on me, and I don't want that to happen. Where's this charger of mine? So prayer will not only change things, but most importantly, it will change you. It will change your perspective. It will give you an opportunity to vent, to get things off of your chest, and sometimes that's really just what you need. And if you are blessed with a person where you feel like you could be 100% yourself, and you really can dunk all those emotions on, and they will know what to do with it, they will allow you to vent without interruption, then definitely utilize that person as well as God, not in place of God, but as well as God. And the next thing I definitely want to tell you guys is to sort of shift your perspective, because sometimes it's so easy to see the things that you don't have. It's so easy to see the things that other people have that you want. It's so easy to focus on how much money you're not making, or the fact that you have to go to this miserable job that you hate every day, or the fact that other people have children and you're still waiting on yours. It's so easy to sort of focus on those things, but rather that than focus on the things that you do have. Focusing on the fact that I have a good job, I made good money, I don't have to want for anything. I'm able to have enough to pay my bills. I'm able to have enough to help other people who need help. I have a very, very loving family, though they're not perfect. But I have a loving family, and that's something that a lot of people don't have, and they're not blessed with. And I can honestly say that I am blessed with, and that I do have. You know what I'm saying? Find freedom while walking out. That's awesome. It's awesome, and I'm so glad. My scopes can be a blessing to you guys. Like I said, it's very important for me to be very real with you guys and what I'm feeling at a certain point in time. Because I think what ends up happening is that we sort of perceive that people will feel that we're weak, or they'll perceive that we are not as strong as we portray to be, or somehow we feel that we're discrediting God because we feel a certain type of way. But we have to understand God is God, and we are humans. And these are the same emotions that even Christ felt, when he was on the earth. Let's not forget, he was the one who said, God, why are you forsaking me? Because even he felt disconnected. Even he felt like God was sort of turning his face away from him at a certain point. This is part of being a human. And we really have to validate those feelings and not so much push them under the rug, which is why I feel like prayer and venting is very important, because sometimes you just really need to get those things off of your chest. And when you do, you feel so much lighter, and you feel so much better. And like Raya pointed out, I think that it's really important that we are not so hard on ourselves, because I think that's really part of focusing on the positive, is because we focus so much on what we're not doing still. We don't give ourselves enough credit. We don't even see what we're doing right. Thanks for the hearts, guys. We don't even see what we're doing right because we're so focused on what we're doing wrong. We have to really look at this thing as a journey and take every day as it is, a step, followed by another step, followed by another step, And little by little, you create miles and miles, and before you know it, you're way different and you're way better than where you were. Sometimes I feel like if I'm not hard on myself, I'm not able to move forward. Oh, that's totally not right. That's totally not right. I think there's a difference between aware of your condition. There's a difference between aware of your condition and being hard on yourself, because you have to celebrate your victories just as hard as you react to your falls. And I think we're really doing ourselves a disservice if you don't recognize how awesome you are. There's this meme on Instagram this meme on Facebook that I actually just reposted on my personal Facebook page, and it says, foreign parents will never, I like to speak to my elders, they don't judge you. They really just don't. And their perspective is very interesting. The meme says, you have to learn as you go, right? Foreign parents will never be proud of you. And it says, Dad, this is Dad, how old are you? And then the child replies, 18. And then the dad replies, at your age, I was 19. Sort of just talking about the fact that what you are is kind of never enough to foreign parents. And I think a lot of times we're like that with ourselves, where we feel like we're never enough or we're never good enough. I think it's really important that we celebrate our victories and celebrate our positives and celebrate the things that make us us and that makes us individuals. And though we're not perfect, like Ryan said, life doesn't come, why is it so hot all of a sudden? Life doesn't come with instructions, right? Life doesn't, I know, right? It's crazy, but it's so funny because I can totally relate to it. I remember one time I brought home a 99. When I was in middle school, when I used to live in New York, they didn't give us letter grades. They gave us numbers. So it wasn't like A minus, B minus. You literally got numbers, like 85, 86, 87. So I remember for Spanish, I had brought home a 99. And so instead of celebrating my 99, my dad was like, how come you didn't get 100? And I'm just like, really, Dad? Like, really though? Like, you couldn't celebrate my 99? Like, you just, you had to judge it. Like, I just, so I could totally relate to that meme. You know what I mean? Like, totally relate to that meme. So I feel like we're just like that. We're way too hard on ourselves, but we can't even celebrate the things that we do have and don't take time to appreciate. And I think it's a disservice to God, because it's like He's blessed us with this stuff, but we can't celebrate and we can't be grateful too much for it because we're not quite where we're supposed to be. Like, no, that's not fair. Like, you graduate with your associate's degree, so what? You don't have your bachelor's yet? That doesn't mean you shouldn't throw a party for yourself. That doesn't mean you shouldn't go out and get a drink with your girls. That doesn't mean you shouldn't walk on on your graduation day because it's only associates, or it's only a bachelor's, or it's only a master's. It's like, take time to celebrate your victories, however small they may be. So what? You only lost 1 pound this week and you still got 100 more pounds to lose. You better celebrate that 1 pound that you lost, or the 2 pounds that you lost, or the fact that you don't eat French fries every day like you used to eat French fries every day, or you don't drink soda like you used to, or that you're drinking way much more water than you used to. Like, take time to celebrate your victories and not to be too hard on yourself. So these are the things that I really wanted to share with you guys today. Right now, in this moment, as I'm feeling it, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing, Michelle. It's hard. Life is rough. Life is not always milk and honey, roses, juices, and berries and everything like that. Like, sometimes you do have some hard times, but I think the remedy is to keep going. Once you get through it and get on the other side, you'll take a deep breath and think, dang, I'm glad I made it, because I could have given up. I could have given in. I could have just thrown in the towel, but I didn't. I pushed through it, and now I'm able to see hope again. Now I'm able to see the light again. What I call the light, that's what I call hope, is the light rather than focusing on the negative. Where's the offering plate? I just got what I needed for the day. The offering plate is in the hearts. That's what it is. That's where it is. It's in the hearts. It's in the support. It's in the sharing. It's in that. Those are the things. That's how you guys contributed to this ministry, okay? I love it. You guys are awesome. I'm going to go ahead and head to Sephora. I use the last of my brow pencil, and I want to make sure that my brows continue to slay for the rest of the week. Sometimes I think we know, we need to know that life wasn't never meant to be easy though. Right. It's so true. He does. Thanks for the reminder. No problem. I think I said this before, I feel like I repeat myself a whole lot, but it's because I constantly am saying this to people in real life, and I'm actually saying it online. You know, Christ talks about of the dark times, you know. I think it's in, let me go get my Bible. I know I can't remember where it is. I thought it was in John 13, but I don't think it's in John 13. But, you know, the Bible says, or Christ says himself, like, in this world there will be trouble. And I think a lot of times we feel like somehow trouble is not part of the plan. And just as much as your deliverance is predestined, so is the trouble. Like, the trouble is part of the plan. It's what builds you. It's what shapes you. It's what molds you and creates you into the person that you ought to be. And I think for me specifically, it's through my trouble that I really understood who God is. It's through my dark time that I really learned that God is not only a provider, but he's a friend. It's through the dark times that I realized that he's not only my creator, but he's my counselor. You know, that's really those are the times that blessed me with a personal, intimate relationship with God. Anyway, guys, you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I hope you guys, no, actually I have a barbecue to go to tomorrow, so I may not scope tomorrow, but I definitely will see you guys soon. I'm going to try to do like every other day, or at least come in a few days a week, because you guys know how much I love Periscope and I love to broadcast here. So, yeah, so don't forget to look to my channel. I'm going to be posting a video tomorrow, a Get Ready With Me video. Oh, thanks, Donna. A Get Ready With Me video, so you guys, should definitely look out for that. No problem. I think transparency is very important in the Christian experience. Happy 4th, Donna. I will see you guys very, very soon in another broadcast. And yeah, hit me up on everywhere else so we can stay connected. Thank you so much. Love, live life 40. I appreciate it. Yeah, guys, I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye.